hurt and what happened?
Yeah, man, Duncan set me up. I got blindsided, but those plays happen. Went to the back, got some treatment, and finished the game.
Treatment on what?
My body.
Any particular body part?
Nope, can't tell you that. Not yet.
Lower body injury?
I don't know. I'm on meds right now.
What does it say about this team and just the 10 to 13 wins, the way you're playing? What to you, when you look at this in the totality of the last 13, what's turned it?
Our identity on defense. We're really getting stops, really getting teams in the mud, and we're letting that be our offense. We feel like it's easier when you play in transition and taking the ball out every game.
And going kind of viral for the spin move on Collins. Could you describe that play?
I feel like it's becoming one of the patents at this point. Definitely been in the arsenal, but that's from the respect of always going middle and getting to the fade.
Obviously, you and Jimmy had big nights, but how much did Caleb try to change the game finish on both ends of the closing?
Man, hitting big shots and those moments of truth, obviously. But, for me, it's always the defensive side. Him being active, him getting those chase down blocks where you think there's no chance and you just see Caleb flying and get one. Those are the plays that help us win. Those are the plays that we need. The little plays that, a lot of people think go unnoticed. But for us, those are winning plays.
Jimmy said as you get closer to the playoffs, you want to get better to your game, get closer to your game and who you are. Do you sense that trending in that direction?
Yeah, I feel like we're all getting in a groove. Definitely finding our way, playing off of each other. And like you said, me and Jimmy make plays down the stretch, and we'll need that going into the playoffs.
Yeah, it sounds like it's been a pretty significant point of emphasis from everybody, just to find guys with mismatches, deep post seal, and that kind of stuff. What exactly has the team gotten better at in finding those opportunities over the past month or so?
I think just the next play speed of noticing it. So in that degree, just you see a guy get 2 straight buckets, 2 or 3, and then obviously you see him going, give him the ball. And that's for everybody. That's if I got it going, if Jimmy got it going, K-Love, it's not really the mismatch. I feel like if a guy's in a groove, give him the ball and let him work.
Are you surprised teams continue to give Jimmy threes?
Yeah. It is what it is.
You were talking about the defense. Obviously, when you're in the press, you're kind of in the back of it. How much do you enjoy watching guys like Caleb and Haywood when they made that run at the beginning of the fourth? Like, how much do you enjoy watching when they're able to kind of wreak havoc up there?
Especially at home, it just ignites the fans because it's just nothing but effort. That's what it is. It's not a guarantee that you're going to get a steal or a turnover. But it gets you more into the game, gets you more locked in. When you see guys giving that much effort 60 feet from the basket, it just speaks to, obviously, them wanting to really make an example of our defense and set that point of emphasis in the front.
In the second half, you guys finished with a lot more shots at the rim, a lot more free throw attempts on the defensive end. You turned them over a lot more than you did in the first half, and also kind of contained that the offensive rebound to the Jazz were getting. What changed so drastically for you guys in the second half?
Then we got out the mud. I think all of us was in the mud a little bit in the first half, a little sluggish, and then second half we got our second win and played Miami Heat basketball.
All right. Thank you, man. Jimmy, even though you had 37, it seemed like this was a real sort of grit and hustle kind of game. We saw what Caleb and Haywood did with the press in the third quarter to change things. Was this as much as anything sort of a gritty victory for you guys?
Yes. I think we play much better whenever the games are close. I'm not saying that that's the way that we want these games to go, whether they're at home or away. But I feel like whenever, we get in the so-called mud, we get stops, we score whenever we need to. And I feel like that's how playoff basketball is played majority of the times. But more than anything, I'm glad that we won on our home floor.
Yeah, Jimmy, obviously 3 for 3 from deep. I know it's been sort of an emphasis for you this season, but can you just kind of talk about seeing the results happen, especially kind of shooting more from deep?
It actually hasn't been an emphasis. If I wanted to shoot all threes, I actually could, and I think that I would shoot a really good percentage. I just like running into the paint and running into people and seeing who's going to fall down first. When I attack, I think that we are at our best. I get to get my shooters involved. I get to get my teammates involved. And I get to pass first. I get to be a playmaker. And that's how I want to play the game of basketball.
Jimmy Spill mentioned that's been a point of emphasis for a month or so to get you the ball on time on target when you're getting those deep post steals. How much better, how far along has the team come in kind of hitting you on those?
Yeah, I feel like we need to do that for everybody, not just for myself. Like if anybody got that mismatch, get them the ball, and we expect them to score or make the right play out of it, whether it's myself, K-Love, Bam, Rook, whoever it is. I feel as though everybody plays basketball the right way. They do whatever it is needed for us to win. So it's not only me with these deep catches. If anybody has a mismatch, we have to get them the ball.
Jimmy, what did you do to Caleb's face?
The PG-13 way, I got him good. And when I hit him, I didn't know it was him. But whoever I hit, I knew was leaking and needed stitches because I hit him smooth on. I just wish it was, no, you know what, let me not say that. They're going to try to get me. They're going to try to get me.
Jimmy, you talked about it being around that time of the season. Just how much do you enjoy this time of the season? Because you look like you're having fun out there. Just how much do you just enjoy the pre-playoff?
I love this game. I love this city, this organization, these guys that I get to hoop with. This is the fun part. This is what you do the entire summer for, in the preseason and, before All-Star break. And now you get to show out. You get to show everybody who you are as an individual, as a player, and who your team is. So right now is when we all want to be playing, and we want to keep winning, and we want to play into June.
And Jimmy, 10-3 over the last 13. How do you like just the way you guys are responding since the losing streak?
We good. We don't talk about losing streaks. I don't even know what happened. But we've been telling you all along that we're going to be just fine. We see who we are, and we have to continue to pour into that. So when we're guarding, we ain't even worried about offense. When we're worried about the defensive end, the game's easy. So we knew who we were when we were on the losing streak. I think that's what you said. So we're fine.
Thanks, Jimmy.
For as much as Jimmy did with his scoring, it seemed like this was really a hustle and grit kind of game, especially with what Caleb and Haywood gave you to provide that energy in the third, and then the guys taking it from there. So you always say look past the box score. Is this one of those games maybe to do that?
Yes, and Utah is a unique team. I mean, they play really physical offensively. I think Will has put together an offensive system that really just fits their personnel. And they drive hard, they cut hard, they screen hard, and then they finish off possessions where at least three guys are going to the glass, hard. So as much as you can try to show it on film, you can talk about it, there's no way to really prepare for it until you actually feel it. And I think that's what caught us in that first half. The 19 second chance points, but a lot of those were driving situations that led to different guys on different people, and then they just, were pummeling us in the paint. But in the second half, there was a better disposition, much more to how we've been playing the last 3 weeks. And then that stretch, when we had Caleb and Highsmith in there, they were basically just running a two-man press, running around, creating havoc, and that was that ignition that kind of propelled us into that fourth quarter of energy and inspiration, and then Bam and Jimmy, really took over from there. When Bam and Jimmy, play with that competitive spirit, and they're connected from a competitive standpoint, our guys feel like we can beat anyone, that we can conquer, whatever we need to conquer. And they were at their best on both ends of the court. Caleb, has a messed up, hand, knocked in the mouth. Every play he makes is just a collision here or a collision there. He inspires everybody in our locker room, and he's just a gamer. He just makes big plays at the right times, and it inspires other guys to do the same.
When Jimmy's getting so many, and Jaime got a couple too, when he's getting those really deep post seals, how much of that is play calling from the sidelines versus just instinctual stuff on his part? And if it's the latter, how do you sort of train everybody to watch for those little instinctual moments when he's going to seal somebody?
Yeah, it's happened. Look, we've been doing this now for several months. And it was interrupted a little bit when he was out, but the connection with K Love and Jimmy, those were a lot of the habits that we were building. Jaime started to get a feel for that, and then when Jimmy was out, we were doing similar things with Jaime. Some of that was intentional, early on, and play call stuff, and then, by this point, it's happening more instinctually and organically, and that's, the better way. But that takes weeks and months, to develop that kind of cohesiveness and to be able to get it there efficiently where you're not just burning clock. We have some good post-entry passers, and that's an underrated skill. Nico is great at it. Jaime's good at it. Bam, obviously, we know what he can do, and K-Love is elite at it. And so other guys are starting to recognize those situations earlier, and also Bam's post-ups as well.
Jimmy obviously got a bunch at the rim and at the free throw line, but he continues to take and make more threes. How much of you guys continue to stay on him to take those, and have you seen opponents maybe make small adjustments?
That's a loaded question. He knows how I feel. If I say too much, then he'll he's the ultimate contrarian. He's a great shooter. Why not? It's a little pop-a shot for him. I think put him in a three-point contest next year. Allow him just to shoot that shot. I'll put my money on him. Am I allowed to do that? Oh, all right. I won't go there. Don't put him in the three-point contest.
Big picture, now you guys are 10-3 over the last 13. What do you like about just the way your guys have responded since that losing streak in January?
Yeah, I think there's a better understanding of what wins for us. If we compete and defend, we create the karma we need. If we don't, we pay the price. I think in the first half we were, trying to get a little bit caught up in the scoring and trying to outscore them, and then we found ourselves down 4. But when we really lock down and defend with physicality and force and discipline and with a mind, we can accomplish some things. And I think there's a collective understanding of that, and more importantly, a commitment to that. It's not easy. This league is hard. I mean, the offenses now are super dynamic. Speed, space, and pace makes it challenging for every single team. So the biggest thing you have to wrap your mind around is doing tough things. And that doesn't even guarantee anything. It just gives you a better chance at it. All right, thank you.